Okay, we are going to actually talk about creating your code book in SPSS. And this is in chapter 4 of your book. And what you need to do is start with your Excel spreadsheet that you used in your previous stats course. So it's the first initial stats course. You want to get that back out, okay, because we're going to use that. And what you should have created in that course is your metadata. Okay, so that's what you see on the screen right now. This is a metadata worksheet. Okay, so you can see we have a variable type, measure level of measurement, response categories, and a description of that question. Okay, so this is your metadata. So remember, SPSS does not understand words, it only understands numbers. So we are going to actually upload this spreadsheet into SPSS and tell SPSS what we mean by our numbers, because our data, when you enter your data, it's going to look like this. It's all numbers. Okay, now this means absolutely nothing to you, probably like this, because you don't know what the metadata is. But in your study, you would know what the metadata was. Okay, and if I didn't know because I had forgotten, I can go back to my metadata and see, okay, question 1, Q1, number 2 means to a little extent. Okay, and it tells you what the question was. Very important for you guys to do this code book in Excel first, because you may never have SPSS again, because you may let your license expire for SPSS, but you will always have Excel. Okay, because Excel is on almost every computer that has Word. Okay, so please make sure you have this in Excel. Record your data in Excel and then transport it into SPSS. But for your final project for this course, we need to make sure you understand how to take an Excel spreadsheet and move it into SPSS and code SPSS correctly. Okay, so first thing I want to show you how to do, because you may not have done this in your first stats class, you need to actually have two, you don't need three, you need two actual spreadsheets. Okay, so you have a metadata and then your data that you're going to record. This would be blank for you because you haven't recorded your data yet. But I want to show you an easy way to take these variables right here and move them to another spreadsheet. Okay, we're going to copy them. So we highlighted them, we copied them. We're going to add a new worksheet. We're going to sit here in number A and click in A. We're going to paste special, hit transpose, and then hit OK, and they will go across the top. Okay, because you need to do them in this order. You don't want to do them across this way for your data entry. You want to actually do it this way for your data entry. Okay, so again, all I did was copy them. Okay, I copied them. Then I moved to my other sheet and I hit paste special again, and then I hit the transpose button. Okay, that's all I did, and it went across there. Okay, now you can move those. Okay, you can move this if you need more space. Okay, so you can move them. All right, if you want to do it that way. Okay, so easy to do. All right, so that's how you would do that if you need to do that, because you haven't done that yet. So when I was going to start my data entry, I would start here, whatever my student ID was, and I would go right across. Okay, and each person all the way down. Okay, now that's how you make your spreadsheet for data entry. But I want to show you how to upload it into SPSS. Okay, so I am going to open SPSS. It's going to take it a minute. Okay, and once I have opened SPSS, I am going to upload that same file that we were just working on. I am going to upload it into SPSS, and then I'm going to complete the assignment for your final project. I'm going to show you what you need to do for your final project. Not difficult, sometimes a little time consuming, okay, but not difficult. And like I said, it is in chapter 4. Okay, so once SPSS is open, you're going to hit File, okay, we're going to open, and we're going to open Data. And it's being cranky. There we go. Okay, now you have to find where it's at. Okay, so mine happens to be, I'm working too fast for the computer. Now, you'll see I have nothing. I have no Excel spreadsheets. This will happen to you also, potentially. Go down here and hit Excel, and then you will see your Excel spreadsheets. Okay, so then I want this one, and I hit Open. Okay, now, once I do that, this is what's going to come up. Okay, now I don't want my metadata. I actually want my data recorded. Okay, that's the one I want. And hit OK. All right, now that's my variable view. Okay, right here, this is data view, excuse me, that's data view. This is all the data I have entered, but I need variable view. Okay, now this is where we have to tell SPSS what we mean by things. Okay, so for student ID, okay, one thing you might want to go through is if you don't want decimal places on anything, hit 0. Okay, you can copy it, and anywhere where there might be 1, just paste 0, because you don't want extra decimal places. Okay, unless you do. Label. Okay, if every one of these I'm going to have to put a label. Okay, so I could just put ID. Oops. Remember, your label is what is going to show up on your graphs, your charts, any of your tables in SPSS. Okay, remember all the things we've been doing throughout the course where we had that label. Okay, that's important. Okay, now this does not have any real measurement, so we don't have to worry about it. Okay, it doesn't have any values. Okay, age. Okay, I might just say age. Now for this particular metadata, this is going to be a continuous, okay, scale variable. So I can leave it alone, doesn't have any specific values, and it is scale. Okay, gender. And I may just want to call this gender. Makes sense. Okay. Now this has values, so I'm going to have to tell SPSS what this value means. So 1 will equal American. How do I know this? Because I know what my metadata is. Okay. So you may have to have your metadata open at the same time. Oops, I can't spell. 2 is actually Asian for this particular metadata. 3 is African American. And hit add every time. 4 is white. And 5 is other. Okay, once I have all those done, I can hit OK. So now, if under gender we have a number 1, SPSS understands what that is. Okay, this is a nominal variable. Okay, it's a name, nominal. Okay, all right. Except I did the wrong thing, didn't I? Because gender is, I put race in gender. Okay, did it on purpose for you guys, so you can see if you make a mistake, just copy it and we can paste it below. Okay, but now I have to go back up here and I need to change this because this is wrong. Okay, so no big deal, don't panic. I did race instead of gender. Okay, so gender 1 is male. Add. 2 is female. Add. Okay. All right, still nominal. Okay, so we're still good. Okay, just check these though. Okay, now ethnicity. Okay, we'd have to change that. So we need to put this as race. Okay, so you're going to go through this and do this for each thing. Okay, the only one I want to really show you is this one, because this is very long and there's 20 some questions. And I don't think any of you, there is actually 29 questions, want to do this 29 times. Okay, so I'm just going to do a couple of them. One is to no extent. Two is to a little extent. 3 is to a moderate extent. And 4, he is to a great extent. We can just add that and hit OK. All right, now I have that one done. Just copy it, okay, and paste it where you need it, and it'll go all the way down. Okay, just very easy to do, so you don't have to keep typing the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, so that's how you do that. All right, so that's your values, and then make sure these are all correct. This, for this instance, is not nominal anymore, it's ordinal. Okay, now I can do the same kind of thing. I can copy it and move them down. Oops. Okay, and copy. Just make sure that you are triple, dipple, quadruple checking this to make sure that it is correct. Okay, so that in fact is all you need to do for your final project, is just define your variables, make sure your measure is correct, and that your labels are correct. So for this label, I may just want to write question 1, okay, because it doesn't really matter to me. Make sure everything is labeled, make sure if there's values that should be there, they're there, and then make sure that your measures are correct. Okay, that's your final project. Now, it is extremely important while you're doing your capstone project and for this that you save this, okay, because this is different. Okay, so file, this is save as, whatever you want to do. SPSS codebook maybe. Okay, if you don't do that, you will have to do the same thing every single time. Okay, you would have to do the exact same inputting every single time you actually do your analyses. So my suggestion is get this right in this course, and then you'll be ready for data entry. Okay, because it's all done. And then when you're ready to do your data entry, very quick and easy to do. Okay. All right, so for your final project, I do not need you to export this into Word. You can actually just export this SPSS file and attach the SPSS file. That is fine. Okay, so again, this is in section or chapter 4 of your book. Great information for you so that you will be ready for data analysis when the time comes.